Make no mistake about it. Look, I'm gonna use character names because I'm not familiar with all the characters' real names. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna use character names, man, to level down the confusion. Anyway, make no mistake about it. Johnny Lawrence is the star of this show. This show is centered around Johnny Lawrence's life. It's kind of centered around both him and Ralph Macchio's, him and Danny LaRusso's life. But I would say probably 70% uh, Johnny Lawrence and maybe 30% Ralph Macchio's. Or you can go 60-40. You know, I just give the edge to Johnny Lawrence because he's definitely sold this show. I think if it would have been told in aspect of or the viewpoint of if the show would have been centered around Danny, Ralph Macchio, Danny LaRusso's point of view or perspective, I don't think it would have been as good. Maybe it would have, but I don't think it would have been as good if they just would have told the story from his viewpoint and show how successful he is, and then have his arch nemesis, come back and start terrorizing shit. I don't know. I don't think that's that. I don't think that's as interesting as because it's not fresh. This is fresh. This is like something very interesting, something very fiery. And this is the times that we live in today. This is not a good old 80s. This is the 2000s. This is the era. This is a different era. This is the bad boy era. So it's more interesting to talk about it from a bad boy's point of view. And so they did a great thing by telling it from Johnny Lawrence's side. Not necessarily his side, but just giving his character a real life. I mean, letting us pretty much look into this man's life and see how he is the way he is. See his personality. And we look at this guy. He's a flawed individual. He's not perfect. He has some good in him. But he's still flawed. He's not perfect. And you can tell that by how he teaches his students. It's almost like he don't know any better. To be as old as he is, he's like in his 50s, maybe early 50s in this movie. He seems to still not know any better on the things that he says and on the things that he instills. But it's a very valuable lesson I think he learns at the end. He learns that winning isn't everything, and sometimes when you win, you still lose. I think that's a very excellent point of view that they made at the end of the movie. You know, a perfect, an excellent lesson to be learned from anybody, because you can say, because his thing was have no mercy, have no mercy. He teaching all his students to have no mercy, be tough, and all this. And be tough is good, but have no mercy, I don't know about that. Because, yeah, sure, it's fine and dandy to say have no mercy on other kids, on your competition, until it's your own son. Now you training your students to fight your own only son, to fight your kid that you love, and you instill in them no mercy. But now you can't tell them take it easy. Now you can't tell. See, I think he saw that and he was like, oh shit, what have I done? I told them to have no mercy on other kids, but now this is my kid. And and I think he realized at that point, like, damn, I fucked up. I've been teaching them the wrong values in life. You know, damn, what did I do? And he had that guy, what they call Hawk. Hawk was totally out of fucking control. Hawk really went back to his buddies in the 80s. You gotta watch Hawk, man. Hawk might be a fucking psychopath in a minute. Might start doing all type of crap. That's gonna land him in jail or prison for life. But that's what happens when. See, that's the bad part about him. He taught these guys. He didn't give balance to these guys. I mean, he taught them the extreme measure of, okay, be tough, be a badass, you know, so you won't be a victim. You got to be tough. You got to be a badass. You got to have some confidence in yourself. That's how you got to take on the world, because the world is harsh. I mean, he gave them that, but he didn't give them balance, like Mr. Miyagi said, like Daniel Russo was saying. You know, you got to have that balance. And yeah, man. So when it came to his own son, he was like, "Fuck, they gonna kill my fucking son," and that's very interesting. But he won. You know, he won a tournament, but he lost at the same time. He lost his son. He won a tournament, but he felt like a loser. He still felt like a loser. Even though he won, he still felt like a loser. He felt bad for his son. I think he should have said more to his son than "I'm sorry." You know, he could have told his son, "I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm proud of you, son." But all he said to him was, "I'm sorry." Come on, man. Come on, Johnny. And then his old master comes back at the end. You know what? I don't think they need a season 2. I mean, now they do, because they left us with cliffhanger. They left us with that cliffhanger. But I'm scared. I don't want them to screw this up. They did such an excellent job with this 5-hour movie. I don't think they need a season. They could have ended it with probably 2 more episodes, maybe 12 episodes, because I think they should have been. I think Johnny Lawrence and Daniel Russo should have been friends at the end. You know, I think they could have ended it better. You know, I think all of them, his son, Johnny Lawrence's son, Daniel LaRusso, Johnny Lawrence's pupil, all should have got together and figured it out and became friends at the end. You know, have dinner together, invite them all over to the house, let them have dinner together, and end it on a good note, man. You know, I'm kind of scared of season 2, because I don't want them to ruin such a good thing. This is a good thing. Sometimes when you prolong things and it's not as good. This is a classic. I think they should have left it. I mean, even though I want to see a season 2, because it's still good, I hope they don't mess it up. Because season 1 was so good, they could have ended it like that. You know, like he won the tournament, like the guy, like Cobra Kai. You know, they won the tournament. Johnny Lawrence could have said something a little better to his son. Ralph could have invited him over for dinner. Everybody get together and talk. Because I love that bar scene that him and Daniel and Johnny had. They was in the bar talking, you know, talking about the past, talking about, they bonded a little bit. I like that. And Ralph was very good hearted to Johnny, man. Danny was very good hearted to Johnny. He fixed his car. for free. He gave him another car, even though he was to blame. He wasn't to blame, but people that was affiliated with him was to blame. So I guess Daniel was like, okay, I gotta pay for the wrongdoings of the people affiliated with me on this guy, you know. But he gave the guy a brand new nice car, not a brand new car, but he gave the guy a nice Challenger. He didn't have to do that. He let the guy pick out what he wanted. He didn't have to do that. But at the same time, I guess he did have to do that because the guy could, because Johnny could have sued him, or made their life, hard. I don't know. So I guess he probably had to do it in a way. But you can sense that Daniel was still a good natured guy and was willing to help him out, was willing to help Johnny out. Johnny was jealous. Johnny is kind of jealous of Daniel. You can see that because Daniel has every fucking thing. And Johnny is kind of jealous. You can still see that. But yeah, I kind of wish they would have ended it on a good note and became friends at the end of the movie. That would have been beautiful. I don't want to see the drama. I hope the drama is good, but I kind of don't want to see the drama between these guys anymore. They're too old for that. They need to patch things up and become friends or just become cool with each other. You know, that would be good to see also. Becoming cool with each other. Um, but I'm afraid what's going to happen in season 2 is Allie's going to come back and she's going to create a wedge between these guys again because you can tell Daniel still have feelings for Allie. There's some unfinished business between that. And you can tell Johnny still have feelings for Allie. They both still have feelings for the Allie. And that's going to cause a rift between I think Allie's going to come back in season 2 and befriend both of these guys and that's going to cause a rift between them guys again, probably. And that may cause a rift between Daniel's marriage when Allie comes back. So that's going to be another mess. That's going to be some more drama that these guys don't need, man. Because that's where the drama started from. It started from Allie in the first place. That's how it all got started in the first place. And she's going to come back in season 2. I believe that. And mess it up again and cause drama again. Oh, man. Anyway, yeah. So if you want drama in season 2, that's what's going to bring the drama back. And this guy's Johnny Lawrence's old sensei come back. I don't know if that's a ghost or I don't know if that's in Johnny's head. I don't know if that's the real person. But if that's the real person, that's going to be interesting how that works. Um, oh man, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, but like I said, I kind of wish they become friends and maybe partner up together to fight. Because I don't want to see. You know what? I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to see it, and I kind of don't want to see them two fight again. Well, I hope they. It looks like they might be trying to build up to where Johnny and Daniel fight again. And I really don't want to see that, man. These guys are 50-some years old, man. I mean, if they fight in a friendly competition, yeah, that's one thing. But to actually have real animosity against each other and want to hurt each other, that ain't cool, man. Come on. Come on, that ain't cool. That ain't cool to write a story like that. You know. Just like they said, when they was finna fight, when they was finna spar, when they was finna spar in episode 9 or 10, they was saying, yeah, let it be like a Rocky 3 thing where Apollo and Rocky have like a little friendly match, you know, at the end of the movie. Yeah, something like that is cool. But yeah, man. What more can I? Oh yeah, the fight sequences was kind of corny. The training sequences was kind of corny. Fight sequences wasn't that bad. They could have added some epic music to it, like they did in the '80s, first Karate Kid. But the training sequences sucked ass. Really sucked ass, man. I mean, that's the only thing that was weak about the movie. Really, Daniel. Nothing compares to Mr. Miyagi training Daniel. Wax on, wax off. But they try in this up to date version. They tried to speed it up. It didn't quite work. They tried to have Daniel training little man how to wax on, wax off them cars, and it just didn't translate. I mean, it just didn't. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel none of his training methods with the new guy. You know, it didn't translate. It didn't connect with the audience. I'm pretty sure it didn't connect with none of the audience members. He had them waxing cars. He had them cleaning windows. It just didn't connect because that guy is no Daniel LaRusso. First of all, he wasn't getting picked on by bullies. So we didn't connect. We really didn't connect with the young guy. We didn't connect at all with him. You know, this story was about Daniel and Johnny, and that's all. We connected with them. Those were the two important characters. Everybody else comes second fiddle. So even in the tournament, we really wasn't cheering on who gonna win. We didn't have an axe. We didn't have a an axe in the fight. Okay, or a stake in the fight. However you say that term. We didn't have really a stake on who we was rooting for in the tournament because the two guys that mattered was old and wasn't fighting. And if they was fighting in this series, it would be hard to root for any one of them. I mean, it would be hard to choose a side because we want both to win. So the tournament was it was cool, but it wasn't that we didn't have emotion invested in it in the tournament like we did with Daniel. You know, so the tournament was kind of hollow. We was really just looking at the reactions of the two main characters, Daniel and Johnny. And you can see Johnny, man. He was conflicted, man, when he won. I felt bad for the young guy, and I kind of felt bad for Miguel because Miguel, he was trying to please his sensei so bad. He did it for his sensei, really, just trying to please him, and the sensei wasn't even happy that they won. He wasn't really happy. He still felt like a loser, even when they won, and that's sad. But yeah, that's been my 2 cents. Excuse me. I'm out here. Peace.